I hate to say it, but the Model X is the worst model in Tesla's lineup for 2025. Even worse than going with a Cybertruck. And I say that as someone who spent their own money on buying this thing, kind of regretting it. Honestly, if I knew 2 years ago what I know today, I wouldn't have bought my Model X. In fact, even with the big 2026 refresh that added in some new things, the price just went up. And I still don't think there's enough there to justify it. Let me sort of just give you the brutally honest truth about the Model X in 2025. Let me tell you the new stuff, what's changed, the good and the bad of my experience with this vehicle over 2 years, and why, to be honest, I've got to say as a Tesla fan, this is, I think, the worst vehicle that Tesla currently makes, and it's not even close. Even the Cybertruck is better than this. Let me explain. Okay, that intro sounded super harsh. I'm not some kind of like Model X hater. It's not a horrible car. I just would like to see some things improve with it. Though I will say the one interesting thing about the Model X for me is it's the only Tesla and really the only car I've ever bought that has only increased in price significantly since I bought it, because this model I bought here is now like $30,000, $40,000 more expensive 2 years later. Let me take you back to delivery day, or a couple of weeks before then, on when I bought this vehicle. So in the fall of 2023, after looking for a while, I was getting ready to pull the trigger and buy one of these, and then Tesla did something they rarely do, which is after a series of price cuts, yet again, it dropped the price of the S and the X by a significant amount. I think they dropped it by an additional $10,000, something like that, which was nuts. And not only that, but they threw in a lot of new incentives for owners as well. So back then for the S and the X, you could get any paint color for free. So no upcharge of a couple $1,000. Any paint was free. The long range Model X qualified for the federal tax credit. So it was $8,000 cheaper with that discount sort of applied, which was nice. The vehicle is over 6,000 pounds. Of course, there are some business deductions there if you run a qualifying business. And then also for me, I noticed that a 6-seat long-range Model X and a Model X Plaid, the faster one, the difference was like $2,000 in price. And for that money, I opted to go with the Model X Plaid and bought this vehicle with taxes, fees, destination charge, all that stuff all in. I think it was about $90,000, which is, don't get me wrong, a lot of money, but pales in comparison to what that exact same vehicle config is today. Today, if I was to try to configure the exact same car, so Model X Plaid, I'd have to pay for the paint upgrades. I went with Ultra Red, so I'd buy that for $2,500. Yeesh. I got the base 20-inch wheels, which I will say the new wheels do look nicer, but come back to the changes in a moment. Tow package it comes with, black interior. I was a sucker. I got the yoke for an additional $1,000. I didn't do full self-driving. So again, $90,000 was my all-in price. These days, if we go here to go to cash, the cash price, if we include taxes and fees, if we go here, and I'm in Pennsylvania now, not even California, so that should make it better. $110,000 is the price. And I think if I go in here and include taxes, we're looking at, just a mere $116,000 for this car. So if I was to order the exact same car today with the same underlying performance, with a small number of cosmetic changes, it is now rough math-ish, $20,000 more expensive, give or take, which is absolutely crazy. Actually, a little bit more than that. So yeah, I am happy when I bought the vehicle for what it was, expensive, but not 116 expensive. And I know probably the immediate comment from a lot of you guys watching this video is, well, why would anyone buy a Model X? Like, why not just go with the Model Y? Well, remember, the Model Y didn't always exist. The X was actually its predecessor, its older brother that's been around for a while. And the Model X still does have a couple of unique advantages. It has really insane performance, especially with the Model X Plaid. It is crazy. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. Wow. And it's very good as someone who's tested it. It does deliver more space, so the vehicle is physically larger. So if you do want to accommodate larger adults in there, you have kids, you just want more space, it delivers that. And also, it's supposed to just be a more luxurious experience for those who want a higher end EV and you want all the bells and whistles Tesla has to offer. the Model X is what it's supposed to be. That's kind of its job. It's what it's supposed to deliver. And those three things on the surface, the Model X does deliver on. It's a bigger vehicle, there's more space, it's got some extra goodies you don't get in other Teslas, like dual screens and a tilting screen and things like that. It does have insane performance, which is fine. But then when you start to do a little bit more digging into it and you spend some time with it like I did, I'll tell you 2 years later, that stuff is fine on the surface, but doesn't exactly translate into a worthwhile ownership experience. Now, what I mean by that is that in the beginning, everything seemed pretty good. If I go back to delivery day, Tesla even rolled out a patch of red carpet for me. The car was beautiful. I didn't really have any initial issues. Everything was good, and I was super happy with it. And I will say, like, if you just sort of look at what Tesla advertises, the car checks the boxes. I mean, it does what it says it's going to do. But then I just noticed the more time I spent with it, the Model Y kept getting inevitably better and better. The competition, Rivian R1S, Lucid Gravity coming up, and Cadillac Lyriq and others getting better and better. The Tesla Model X just seemed to be falling further and further behind the competition. And the price just kept going up and up and up. It wasn't like it was getting discounted or Tesla was making any changes. Prices kept going up. This is even before the refresh happened. And the X just felt less and less compelling. And a lot of its special sort of novelty features quickly wore off. And I'm not saying it's a bad car 2 years later, but it definitely just doesn't have nearly the appeal that every other Tesla in the lineup has. In a sense, again, it's just one of the most boring and underwhelming Teslas I've ever owned. And while the Falcon Wing doors are cool, and while the Model X does have some special things I'll show off in a moment, let me tell you what really annoys me about a car that costs, these days, like near, if not well over the six-figure mark. And while there's obviously a whole lot of stuff going on in the world of Tesla right now, there's also some exciting deals to be had. Right now is Prime Day, by the way. Happy Prime Day. And I want to kick things off with, I think, kind of the best one, my favorite, a device I recommend to anyone and everyone if you drive a vehicle, and that is my favorite dash cam. This one is ultra high quality, shooting 4K 60 frames per second. It is the Omni by 70mi. I've actually been using this thing personally for the last 3 months, and it has been wonderful. Not only is it great at obviously capturing amazing dash cam footage of basically anything around my vehicle, but also I love having the peace of mind knowing that it's always there, always recording, and I always, if I ever need to go back and retrieve footage, the Omni 4K has got that recorded and ready to go in crystal clear 4K quality. And a couple of things right off the bat I love about this. Number one, the image quality is insane. 4K 60 image quality here, silky smooth, really, really great color reproduction. You've got the detail and clarity here to capture all of your surroundings, everything you need, whether you're parked at a parking lot and something happens, or you're in motion and driving and need to capture a license plate. This is going to allow you to do that. It's being powered by a cutting-edge Sony Starvis IMX678 sensor, so really high-quality sensor in there, letting in a lot of light to get a lot of great video. And also, it's being powered by 70mi's special My Color Vivid Plus solution that is going to auto-optimize the footage the camera captures to automatically balance out exposure and colors and clarity and lighting, so you're getting the footage that looks the absolute best. Because the last thing you want is to have sort of wonky settings on a dash cam when you need to go back and get footage that you need to access. You're never going to have to worry about that. This solution is covering all of that, doing all the adjustments for you automatically. It's got built-in night owl vision that's going to give you, again, exceptional video quality even in those darker situations where things are not very well lit. Again, it's going to auto-optimize the balance of the colors and clarity to make sure you're getting an image that looks really good. It's also got a bunch of advanced features built in as well to help you have peace of mind that your car is safe, like AI Motion Detect 2.0 that's going to track anything that's happening around the car and automatically move to follow any potential threats or bad actors around your vehicle. And plus, you've got the ability to connect this to a 4G signal so you can check in anytime, anywhere, get alerts right from the companion app. So you always have that peace of mind. So if you want to learn more about the Omni 360, check it out at the link down below. And also remember, on sale for limited time for Prime Day. So if you're looking for one of your best Prime Day deals to pick up, check out the Omni by 70mi at the link right down below, and it's on sale for limited time. Happy shopping. The fact that this thing doesn't have a powered frunk boggles my mind. It is actually a really nice, large, usable front trunk space, but it is infinitely less useful because it's not powered. If this thing was powered, it'd be so much better, but it's not. I have the 6-seat configuration, which is nice because I really do like the captain's chairs here, and I've got 2 seats in the back that do fold down. But a couple of things that annoy me. Number one is there is no way with the 6-seat configuration to put these 2 seats down. If you go with this, they just don't lie flat, so you are losing a good amount of space to haul things. That's annoying. And then what's also super annoying is that with these rear seats back here, the only way to put them up is to click and hold on this button and then bring it up this way. On the new Model Y, they're actually powered with a button. You can actually either do it on the either screen, you can do it on the app, or there's buttons built in back there. But on a car triple the price, and excuse the mess in the back of my vehicle here, you have to actually reach around and touch this actual button. There is no easy way to bring them up. Actually, they're not even powered like you'll find in the new Model Y. I also think one of the big issues the Model X has these days is that the design is just a little old and tired. Now, back in 2021, I believe, Tesla did do a refresh mainly to the interior. They spruced it up a bit. The inside isn't really all that old or dated. They're different from other Teslas, but the outside, specifically the lack of a light bar here, just makes the vehicle look older, because now that the Model Y, Cybertruck, Cybercab all have that newer design, even the 3 has those thinner headlights, this is just a very old profile. The back of the vehicle is older looking as well. Spoiler is cool, but man, if they could have put a light bar on the back or done something like the new Model Y, it would make it look so much newer. But instead, because it looks like this, I mean, you can have your own opinion on the design front, but to me, it just looks so dated. Now, when it comes to the yoke, I've got mixed opinions on this. On one hand, I really do like the yoke. I do think that it was nice that Tesla tried something different with this thing, and it's nice, and I really like that it doesn't cover the display right here. Though I will say, without steer-by-wire, it really doesn't make the vehicle feel any more nimble or easier to drive. It's more of an aesthetics thing. Also, of course, they did fix where they put the horn back, but this is still one of the older ones where the horn is an actual button, which is just a terrible design decision. I don't mind the omission of the stalks. That's not a big deal for me. But overall, without steer-by-wire, this just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, though I still like it. Still an option in the Plaid. And I think just overall for me, the one big mistake here is that Tesla doesn't do anything with the S or the X specifically here to make it feel like you're getting a more special experience. You know, for example, with Cybertruck, the app has its own aesthetic. The whole user interface has its own aesthetic. The whole thing really leans into that cyber persona and the cyber theme. Now, for Model S and Model X, it doesn't have any sort of persona, but it does have things you don't find on other Teslas. For example, it has a secondary driver's display there. It has a larger display here. This is one of, the Cybertruck's bigger now, but this is one of the larger displays you can get on a Tesla. It's got some other design things. Tesla just doesn't do anything with this vehicle specifically to make it really worthwhile or more useful. I mean, they finally just recently added the ability to put the camera view here on this driver's display, but this really is not as useful as you think it would be. You know, you can move things around on here, and actually one of the fun things you can do with this is actually move the display left or right. But again, little things like that are nice, but for the price point this vehicle is, you know, commanding, it's just not worth it. And that's what I have a hard time. If they could just do some little things to make it better, and I get they did some small things with the refresh, but overall, you know, look at what they've done with Cybertruck with all the little Easter eggs and the attention to detail. I wish they could do that here on Model S and Model X as well. Because besides that, I mean, the vehicle itself, it's built nicely, it's got a lot of space, and it has a lot going for it, but it just doesn't have the features that Tesla, you know, really is kind of suggesting it would for the price. I also get a lot of questions on any problems I've had with the car, and over 2 years, the car has been pretty good, but I have started to have some issues. Let me show you some of the issues I'm having with the Model X and what I plan to sort of address in upcoming service appointments. Of course, the most common question I get is always about the Falcon Wing door, because people want to know if they go out or hit things. Now, these are one of the rare parts of the Tesla ecosystem that still do use ultrasonic sensors, so they're able to sort of look at their surroundings. Don't always work, as I'll show you in a moment, but so far, I've had no issues with the door hitting another car, and I have had no issues with any of the components for the Falcon Wing door system as well. Everything has been fine, no squeaks, no rattling. Everything here has worked well on both sides, though in my garage, I've got a bit of a different story to tell. So really, I've got 3 main issues with my vehicle right now. One of the weird ones here is I've got this, let me see if I can show it here, this tearing on the driver's seat here that seems to have popped out of nowhere. Now, this is one of those things that I don't know if it's gonna be covered under warranty or how that's gonna work with Tesla, but I've got like just the seat here, the driver's seat ripping here for some reason, and I put some tape over it and it didn't really help. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. That one might be on me, but what's not gonna be on me is two other issues I've had on this. Actually, well, one of them's over here and one of them's over here. I took this vehicle in for service once before for this passenger seat belt that I guess it still gets loose or tied up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but the mechanism here for the retraction sometimes doesn't work. Took it in for service, they said it was twisted, they fixed it, and it has come back. Even though no one ever sits here, it just doesn't seem to be working all that well. Sometimes it works. Right now it's in a good state, so I'll let it go. And then the only other issue I've had is with the passenger side door over here. Some weird issues with the mechanics and the squeaking. So I'll try to be quiet. You can hear it squeaks like crazy. Oh, of course it's not going to do it while I'm filming, but it's got a bit of a squeaking problem here for some reason. And then because all the doors are powered, I should be able to close this door with the screen or even just touching the button here. But sometimes you'll see that doesn't work. So I'll try it right now. And of course, just my luck, it's going to work on camera. But I don't know if something's up with the door, but the power mechanism in this door is a little weird. So, of course, because I'm filming, everything's going to be just peachy keen. But, yeah, besides that, the car's been fine. But those are the issues I've had, which, of course, conveniently all look fine on camera. That's just how it goes. But let me just be clear. I am no Tesla hater. I still like this car a lot. I struggle with the value proposition, especially given how much Tesla has not really changed, how little they've changed with the refresh they've done. RGB ambient lighting, some small tweaks here and there. The new tires are nice, but you know how usually like when Apple releases a new iPhone or Tesla releases a new version of the car, you want to upgrade? As a current Model X owner, I have zero desire to upgrade to the new version because really that little has changed and the price has gone up significantly. It's just hard to justify. I will say though that there is still, again, a lot of good with this car. The performance is really good. I do like the Falcon Wing doors. It does make getting in and out of the vehicle much, much simpler. Say what you will about those doors, but they are very nice in terms of convenience. Range is solid. Performance is great. It's not a bad car. It's a very good car. What I mean, though, is that it's just a bad car when you look at what other Teslas and other EVs are in the lineup. I mean, on its own, if you just sort of took it for what it is, it's not a bad car. It's got some quirks, but it's okay. But when you look at its price and its features, and then you start to look at other Teslas and other EVs, that's when it just gets hard to justify the vehicle for what it offers. And maybe this is a vehicle that you just can't justify. Maybe this is a vehicle that you just sort of have to like and, understand that this is sort of a quirky vehicle that has some flaws, but you're going for it. And that's just what you want. For me, though, I always like to do some analysis and comparisons and see what the competition is doing. And it just, for me, makes it harder and harder to recommend the Model X to anyone. In fact, I find it very hard to recommend the Model X to anyone, even you guys watching this video, friends and family members. I mean, unless you really need the extra space, or again, you really like the Model X in terms of price and features and things like that, you are better 9.9 times out of 10 going with the Model Y or even looking elsewhere for the price than going with the Model X. Now, I will say I do get a lot of questions about the Model X in terms of how it is on the used market. And I will say, I think this vehicle does make more sense if you're looking at an older version, like not super old because you're missing a lot of the new hardware improvements and things like that. But if you're looking at I think they did the refresh in 2021. So if you look at 2021, 2022 models that are a couple of years old, there might be some good deals to be had. And that's another thing too, is the Model X, again, it's not a bad car, but the price is prohibitively expensive on one hand. And also, it makes it prohibitively hard to recommend the vehicle. If you could find this vehicle for $60,000, $70,000, the delta between the Model Y isn't all that crazy, then maybe you can justify the premium for the bigger experience and the better build quality and things, or not better build quality, but the better materials and things like that. That would make more sense. But when you're looking at a Model Y for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 and spending double in some cases for a Model X, that one is just where it gets hard to justify because there is no 2x value increase when you go with the Model X. And again, this comes from someone who bought a Model X and owns a Model X and drives a Model X. I like the car, but it's so hard to recommend. Also, now is the time we have come in the video to earn some of my money. So if you'd like an Amazon gift card totally for free, I'm hiding a code in the next minute of this video. So keep your eyes peeled for a funny looking string of characters that is the Amazon gift card code. And in the meantime, let me tell you about some of my amazing channel partners that are here to save you money and elevate your Tesla experience in some really amazing ways. If you're looking for an easy, cost-effective, and fun way to accessorize your new or maybe your older Tesla you want to breathe some new life into, check out the amazing lineup of premium accessories from my friends at Joa. They have got you covered with literally everything you would want for every single Tesla model. They've got phone chargers, they've got neck pillows, they've got sunroof shades, and they even make things super simple with starter packs that literally give you everything you'll need for the best Tesla experience with one simple click. It does not get any easier than this. And then also some of the more advanced utility stuff. Things like a really nice folding tray so you can eat more comfortably or work more comfortably as you're sitting in your car. They've got a really cool invisible storage solution for the underscreen part of your Tesla. They've got a really easy way to charge your Apple Watch and AirPods on the built-in wireless charger in your car, and so much more. If you're looking to check out amazing premium Tesla accessories, check out what Joe has got to offer. Link, of course, is down below in the description, and my code Robert is going to save you on your purchase. So check out the link, use my code Robert to save today. And then jumping inside your car, you want to obviously get some good floor mats that look great, protect your Tesla, keep it easy to clean. That is where my friends at 3W Liners come in, because they just leveled up my coupon code to offer you guys 35% off your next order of floor mats. And these are my favorite. They're in all my Teslas. They look amazing. They're built extremely well. They've got a great design that complements the interior of your Tesla. They're very durable. They're super easy to clean. They are also really made well for sort of the exact measurements of the vehicle you're going into, whether that's a Tesla or a Rivian or some other car on the market. I have just been a huge fan of 3W Liners. They make the best floor mats on the market. They are very reasonably priced, and I can, again, save you guys even more with my special coupon code of 35% off. So hit the link down below to learn more. Also, if you're looking to elevate the exterior of your Tesla, one of my favorite and easiest and most cost-effective ways to do that, quite frankly, is from my friends at Tesla Emblems. They make these really awesome, unique, high-quality custom vinyls for different parts of your Tesla. So if you want to accessorize the Tesla T emblems on your vehicle or the charge port, or even my favorite, they make some really awesome ways to customize your Tesla key cards. They've got some amazing solutions there. TeslaEmblems.com, their website. They've got a bunch of different products you can choose from. It's a really fun, easy, and cost-effective way to accessorize your Tesla a bit and make it look different. I've got a coupon code to save on that front as well, so check that out, linked right down below. My friends at Drive Protected, they are your go-to source for an amazing detailing kit for your vehicle. If you just want a really good set of cleaning products to keep your car looking great on the inside and out, they've got you covered there, as well as they are your one place to go for DIY PPF or ceramic coating. So if you want to kit your vehicle out from front to trunk, or even just do individual parts of the car, and you want it to be protected and keep that fragile Tesla paint from getting any blemishes, they're the place to go. They'll walk you through the entire process step by step. It's super easy. You can do it yourself and save a bunch of money by doing it yourself. Don't go to one of those shops and pay thousands to have them do it for you. You can do it yourself with the, I think in some cases, better, more high quality materials from Drive Protected, and they'll walk you through the process step by step. My code Rosenfeld is going to save you 10% off anything on their website. So use my code Rosenfeld to save on anything on Drive Protected's website. All right, guys. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the Model X in 2025? I really try to avoid doing these very specific videos because I feel like it limits who watches the videos, because I like to make videos for everybody, but I figured, you know what? Hopefully, if you're looking at a Model X, you stumble across this video in one way or another, and you hear from an owner who likes the vehicle, but definitely isn't afraid to talk about its flaws and its issues, because I just don't understand why the price keeps going up for the little increases that Tesla does in terms of features. I want to love the Model X so much, but I would honestly go with the Model Y. Or if you have money to spend like that, go with the Cybertruck, because it's just cooler and has exclusive features. But anyways, I digress. What are your thoughts on all this, guys? Please drop a comment down below. Let me know. Would love to hear, love to chat, all things Tesla. Appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you in the next one.